Now, out come the two teams this afternoon. On the left, Nkana Football Club with a traditional favor sign on the left, and of course the home side, Power Dynamos, looking immaculate in yellow. An opportunity maybe to take selfies, and remember, it's the key to a derby and a big day in terms of Zambian club football, not only on the African continent in terms of club football. So it is the 32nd meeting between these two sides this afternoon, dating back from 2000, although the very first meeting between these two sides was in 1979. It would have been derby number 40, but for one or two times when Nkana Football Club did go down in terms of playing lower division football. Idris Ilunga Mbombo being the last in terms of the greet and meet session. Let's introduce you to the two teams lineup, shall we? We start with the home side, Power Dynamos. Coach Perry Bebeto Mtapa has retained the same team that beat Zanaco Football Club by 3-0 the other week. Jackson Kakunta starting between the sticks, and of course Fastina Bakodida, Rafa Makubuli, Whiten Munambamba, and of course Chiboni in the defense. Kafwaya and Sakala deep in the midfield, but it is Luka Chamanga who's playing different roles at Power Dynamos depending on the formation, leading the attack in this traditional 3-4-3 formation. The visitors, Nkana Football Club, of course Nkana and Power Dynamo separated by the Kito Ndora Dio carriageway. They've made one change. In comes the number 25, Collins Mulenga. He takes up the place of Lyson Tole, who's not part of the team this afternoon, out because of injury, even as Manfred Chavinga makes his debut as head coach for Nkana Football Club in the Kitwe derby. So, it's a potentially very lethal striking force that Nkana has brought up. Of course, another change that Chavinga has made from the last game in which Nkana beat Zesco United 1-0 is that of the number 9, Ronald Kampamba. Sate, he starts ahead of Freddy Sutra Shimenga. Potentially a striking partnership that has seen them get a lot of goals. Chisala, Kampamba right behind them. Collins Kalenga, Otieno with the defensive duties. It's an experienced match officiating panel led by the 35-year-old Audrey Kinkole, who is now in charge of his second derby as a referee. And of course, Charlwe Amos, the first assistant in his 9th derby. Perry Bebeto Mtapa, arguably the youngest coach to coach Power Dynamos, and in a derby, 39 years of age, with a huge responsibility this afternoon to see this Power Dynamos side continue on the right route that they have been in the last few weeks, where they've gone 3 games unbeaten. So they'll be hoping to build on that this afternoon. Faustino Bakodila also in the first 11, but on the other side it is 54-year-old Manfred Chavinga, who is the coach for this Nkana Football Club side. Of course, on his middle left is Lieutenant Bin Simonda Kaunda. So Idris Ilunga Mbombo, the player who has come back to play for Nkana Football Club, certainly one a lot of people will be talking about this afternoon. But interestingly, in the derby, the goals have not certainly come through for Idris Ilunga Mbombo. Safe to say, he's always been creating the many opportunities that have seen the Nkana Football Club side get the result. So they go down in the center, and it looks like it will be the Nkana side that will be getting us underway here. You can see the red sea of the Nkana supporters. They've traveled from places far and beyond just to be part of this great spectacle here this afternoon at the Arthur Davis Stadium. It's a sold out. I'll tell you, tickets started selling out during the were almost sold out as early as Thursday this week, and that tells you the intensity of this match. He's also making his first debut as the goalkeeper in the derby, and that is Kakunta. Even as Audrey Kinkole, the son of the former FIFA referee Aaron Nkole, given the responsibility this afternoon. So when we go here and the derby is on, it is powerful Power Dynamos up against Nkana Football Club already, and we are coming to you live from the Arthur Davis Stadium in Kitwe. I'm the match commentator Matimba Nkonja. Alongside me is Mukamba Mwenda Jr. So already big progression being made by Nkana Football Club, and under a minute played, we've got a corner.
Well, giving us a test of what the afternoon will look like. It's all about who takes the initiative. Nkana coming here not to allow Power any space. There's nothing like the home ground advantage. It's a derby, and it's about gut and heart.
Corner it is now, Jackson Kakunta. A lot of pressure, and it is this man who is also a former Power Dynamos player, but now in the Nkana colors, Kelvin Mubanga Kampamba with the corner. Last time out, he took a corner, and the Tanzanian Kamis did score. Not part of the team this afternoon. Now Nkana, second time, a shot from afar. It's blocked, an opportunity, take a shot, and it goes wide. So bright start for Nkana Football Club And the final shot coming through from Harrison Chisala. Remember, you can follow us at Supersport TV or tweet us #SSBowler. We want to hear your comments regarding this afternoon's match, or +260 763 886138 for your video thoughts. Now, Power start with White Mwanambamba. He's looking for the run to come through from Frederick Mulambia, but that didn't happen. Throw in it is in the meantime. Quick start now with Idris Inungambombo getting the better of White Mwanambamba. What a strong shot in terms of the cross that did come through, and so it'll be an opportunity for Power Dynamos maybe to rebuild from behind now with Lamek Kafuaya. Interchange is good by Power Dynamos, just trying to weather down the storm. They've been certainly under a bit of siege here in the opening exchanges of this match. Laribuari. There's a trailing foot from Harrison Chisala there. Throwing in Nkana with Collins Mulenga, who's on loan from Green Eagles Football Club. Chisala. Trying to show early dominance at the back now with Shakava. Progress Kalenga. Wide to Musa Muhammad. Collins Mulenga now whipping one into the box, looking for Mbombo. There's no follow-up in terms of Nkana, a player coming through to finish what looked like a positive movement of the ball being thrown deep into the box. Chamanga. So then, with 2 minutes played, it's the Nkana side that look like they've come to return into the Power Dynamos half.
The high press game there from Manfred Chavinga, not allowing Power to spread the ball. And the pitch is quite heavy. It's interesting that it wasn't watered. Took a little bit of a walk to see how it is. Power love the passing game, and this will give them a little bit of an advantage. But right now, Nkana not allowing Power to spread the ball.
First time now we've seen Power Dynamos enter into the Nkana half. It's taken out by Aaron Shakava. Good shooting of the ball, second ball now. This is good play by Power Dynamos with Rari Buaria. Kafuaya, Lamek. They have to find themselves in decent positions if they have to get anything. Offside flag stays down. Opportunity now for Power Dynamos here. This looks promising. Chance now. Tamanga. It's blockade. What a blockade there. But again, there was not so much anticipation from the Power Dynamos players even as that cross came through. So, first real attempt for Power Dynamos, but nothing really. Although the final shot came off Luka Chamanga. Chisala. Harrison. The one is from Sate, and the line wins. It's a goal kick.
Right position for Duncan Otieno. Just an opportunity for him to stand in the right place.
Now Nkana on the attack. Sakala Benson. This is end-to-end stuff. The best player in the Power Dynamos side, certainly Frederick Mulambia. Wide to Luka Chamanga. Hoping to cut inside. Sakala rather. The overlap has been made by Kondwani Chivoni. Second ball to Chivoni now. You know where to pass the ball, gives out possession rather cheaply there, Kondwani. Nkana can build this backward movement to Musa Muhammad. So then it's about retention of possession that we're seeing so far. No serious attempts on goal have come through, except for that earlier chance that came through from the Power Dynamos side, although it was headed for goal. But for that deflection that came through.
Otieno in the right place at the right time. They're not necessarily sizing up each other. They're just getting the feel of the grass, getting a grab. But you can see that it's going to be a lot of overlapping, the use of flanks as well, because the ball is being taken from left to right. But Nkana have moved the foot off the pedal. They're allowing Power to spread the ball, and Power will love this.
Chamanga now, his brother Odawan, James, yesterday created the chance for the Red Arrows side that resulted in that set piece that was caught by Francis Simons. A 2-1 Red Arrows losing at home to Team Kopala Butekon. Chivoni. Good to see him back in the first 11 for the Power Dynamos side. Spent some time on the treatment bed. Now this is Rari Wadia. Second ball made for Lamek Kafoy. Again, second time we're seeing Power Dynamos losing possession in rather dangerous area. Bombo almost made the run. Good work that is being done around Bombo by the Power Dynamos captain Mala Makuvuli. Benson Sakala. Speaking of which, last time here this year, it was a round 13 game that was played on April 19. Power Dynamos lost 2-0 at home. 2 goals from Renaud Sate Kampam and Kamis Hassan for 10th and 63rd minute. So the Quito side from the Lusaki, they're winning by 2-0.
Well, Masas is just telling his lads to take it easy. They're rushing it, but I've noticed that there's a little bit of man marking from Musa Muhammad on Devi Daka. So Devi trying to be a little bit slippery, but Musa getting closer to him, resulting in that foul.
Frederick Mulambia, but Radiwa now can take a shot at goal. Decisive. Oh, that's a super save from Duncan Otieno. Bombo beaten to the ball. Power Dynamos doing a very good job, and we've got the first booking, so the yellow cards will not suddenly be delayed here, and it is Bakodila into the referee's book. It's going to be a busy afternoon for the Power Dynamos central defense, I reckon, because with 7 minutes played, he's not cut shy, this Aaron Nkole.
Well, Idris Ilunga Mbombo just really milking it for what it's worth. He knows that Bakodila is coming behind him, and there's no way Bakodila is going to put his foot ahead of his, so he just milks it. Bakodila, I think it's a case of Mr. Nkole trying to stamp his authority.
It's a set-piece situation just a few meters inside the Power Dynamos half. Now, Sate. Kept it played by White Mwanambamba. Like I say, you don't change a team if it's getting the results, and that's what maybe perimeter is operating on. Although earlier on, it's clearly a situation of nervy moments for the Power Dynamo side, especially in the opening 5 minutes of this match. Throw in by Nkana with Gift Charles Zulu. Second ball now for Zulu, looking for Mbombo, but 2 players just policing Mbombo, not giving him chance each time the ball is being thrown in that area. Laribuadia looking for Chamanga, who's making a lot of darting runs on this left channel, controlled nicely by Renaud Sate Kampamba. White to Captain Kampamba. This time we're talking of Mwanga Kampamba to the byline now. Blocked, and we've got a corner. Second one for Nkana, and third one overall in this first stanza. So it's like Nkana, or rather Power Dynamos allowing Nkana to come at them, and probably still trying to study the formation that they're hoping to come up with, and probably catch them on the break with that second ball.
Well, they're not compounding their runs, and the thing with Power is that they're not fighting for every 50-50 ball, and that's giving a lot of confidence to this Nkana side with 2 corners. But not only that, look at how they're changing the ball from left to right. Kelvin Mwanga Kampamba to take.
Corner taken. Goalkeepers made the movement again, overcooked, but they've got Harrison Chisala, who can still whip in across because they still have the numbers, the likes of Mbombo. Mulenga Collins, goal kick. So hoping to get on goal is Collins Mulenga, playing his first season for Nkana Football Club from Green Eagles. For the likes of White Mwanambamba, it's been a busy 10 minutes so far. Good to see David Daka now playing in his usual role as a striker under Gaston Mutobo, who was coach before perimeter, playing as a defender. So coaches also coming up with different strategies and tactics. So based on how best they can get from the available playing personnel. Again, another breakdown. There are 2-minute breakdowns in the midfield from Power Dynamos. This time around being Benson Sakala. Kalenga couldn't keep it. Mwanga Kampamba given the armband this afternoon. Good play by Kampamba, showing authority on the field. Second ball from Chisala. Zulu has made the overlap. He takes a shot. I think he rushed to take that shot. There was an unmarked Charles Zulu had overlapped on the right, who could have done a better job, but the former Misenshi Stars player opting to go for goal. Maybe seeing that Kakunta was somewhat maybe off his line.
Oh, he needed to put his head up because other than Zulu there, we also had the likes of Progress Kalenga on the left, and it's just about the right pass at the right time.
Lamekafoye. Rafa Omala. Wide to Faustin Bakodila, the only player so far has been booked with 11 minutes played here. Sakala Benson, Power playing too deep. And at the same time, they're exposing themselves and making themselves vulnerable to the Nkana attacks, because the more they sit back, the more Nkana will try to move forward. Bakodila now, wide to Kondwani Chiwoni. Radiwalia. So this is exactly what I'm talking about, Muka. You see, every time they've got the ball, they're just playing across as opposed to booting the ball forward. Chamanga, Luka. There you go.
In addition to that, look at Nkana allowing them to play in their side, and they'll always have at least two bodies on the halfway line going forward. That's definitely a foul, a high boot. It will be a foul to Nkana.
A serious challenge there. It looks like it was an earthquake bang, which is can be measured in Richter scale. Look at how scary it was.
That feels like a 5.1, Matimba, if I say so myself. Chamboni lifting his leg a bit too high, and obviously that's dangerous play.
So then, nothing serious so far to excite the fans that have thronged this Arthur Davis Stadium. But now, Mubanga Kampamba, the Yellow Submarines win. Frederick Mulambia, one of those players who I like, does play direct football, but the pass completion for Nkana, for Power Dynamos was not coming to Mbombo. And let's see that decision. It's a set piece outside the box. Mbombo claims it should have been a penalty, but Aaron Nkole will not have anything to do that. So you see how he peeled off from the Power Dynamos defenders. And it will be interesting to see if it were a penalty. Last time around, Mbombo claimed for VAR issues and was sanctioned. So let's see what happened. This is how the action happened.
It's a run once again, but that delayed tackle, and it's a case of, is it in the box? Is it outside the box? Odrick Nkole says the tackle was made outside the box. I certainly feel that it was a few inches in the box, but well, he doesn't have the luxury of the replay. But the man there, Idris Ilunga Mbombo, always affects play. He allows the ball to run across him. And as he's running, he knows very well that a tackle is coming. I would say it's rather fortuitous that Power Dynamos.
Well, there he goes again with the VAR.
Well, sorry, Mbombo, we don't have that in this league, do we?
Last time he did this at the Levi Monawasi Stadium. I remember that game, he was cautioned.
Against Zesco, huh?
Yeah, against Zesco, I think. But now then, there's a bit of consultation here with his first assistant, who probably had a clear vision in terms of whether that incident happened inside the box or not. Let's see what decision will be made now. I mean, there's also a bit of it's a derby. This is what you expect. So Nkole is still doing a bit of consultation in only his second derby as the man in charge of the business. Emotions high, the intensity of the match. So more consultation happening. It will be interesting to see what decision will be made here. Although from the replay, I tend to disagree with you, Muka. Slight, I think must have happened outside the box. Let's look at it again.
Well, look, he allows the ball to go across him. There's the first contact outside the box, but then he falls into the box. So the contact is outside the box. It's the technique of allowing the ball to go across him. So that's definitely not a penalty. But Mbombo, there can only be one boss on the field of play. Odrick Nkole reminding him that, look, my decision is final. It's a free kick. It's not a sport kick. So take it if you can. And look at him, bedazzled.
So right call. Spot on is Nkole on that one. But it's a good chance for the Nkana Football Club side, depending on how they take it. Although this,
Matimba, there's like 4 names I can mention that can take the ball from there. You've got Sate, you've got Idris Ilunga Mbombo. I reckon even Kelvin Muanga Kampamba, he can kill that one. And the mere fact that he's seen Jackson Kakunta grow, he knows exactly how to whip it in. This is a goal-scoring opportunity for Nkana out of nothing. And really, the goalkeeper, Jackson Kakunta, needs to be very alert. So the new FIFA rules have an opportunity for the Nkana players to go and stand in that wall. I don't know if they know that.
Oh, in the meantime, there's already a bit of a David Daka versus Kelvin Mubanga Kampamba. Something reminiscent of what we saw last year. Remember the Alex Bazongonga when it was a free punch-up? Oh, this tells you the intensity of this match, and Audrey Kinkole better be in charge of this match.
Why do I get the feeling that is deliberate? Try to ruffle the person taking the free kick so that his mind is not in the game, because there's an opportunity to shoot from there and he can score.
So Nkole just instructing the Nkana, rather the Power Dynamos human war to go in the right spot. Good sportsmanship. It seems they've reconciled Mbombo and David Daka there. I've never known Daka to be this animated, but it's a derby anyhow.
Well, Daka seems to be pointing at the ball, and he touches the ball. He's pushed. And that's exactly what I meant. It's deliberate. I mean, football is beyond your technique. There's also the mental side of football. I think David Daka might have just put a fast one, because now the concentration levels of Kelvin Muanga Kampamba are not what they were when he had time and space on the ball. But an opportunity for Kakunta to come alive and really give us what everybody has been talking about, the future of goalkeeping in Zambia.
Five-man human war put up, and Mbombo also an interested party, but I think it's Kampamba to take this one. The war does a good job defensively to keep that one out. Daka now, Devi. It looks a tackle. It was a late one that came through, but did well just to hoof the ball forward. Back pass to Alan Chiwe. It's a long time, one of those players that is coming up against his former side, Alan Chiwe. Shakava getting the better of Chamanga, but again a combined effort, so Chamanga does not seem to be intimidated by the big frame of Shakava. Aaron, stop-start is the situation so far that has obtained in this match.
Well, this is certainly working for Power Dynamos. Shakava feels that there was a tackle there, but in all honesty, Chamanga was right. They got the ball.
Chisala into the box, was looking for Sate. Easy pickings for Jackson Kakunta, the 21-year-old Power Dynamos goal custodian, who has now assumed the first choice position. Lots of Titima out injured, and of course exchanging with Lawrence Mulenga. Wide now to Bako Dila for the Power Dynamos side. Looking for the run from David Daka. So it's going to be a difficult ball, more so that Daka is playing more as a lone striker there, and without so much having so much support coming through. Coming up with the likes of Musa Muhammad and Shakava right behind him, proving to be a bit of a challenge there. Nkana can start back behind with Musa Muhammad, the Kenyan. Mulenga, Collins playing his first derby as well. Larry Waria. Going through a maze of players. He should have released the ball, Larry. Holding on to the ball sometimes too much. The process allowing Nkana defenders to recover. Wide to Charles Gift Zulu. Mubanga Kampamba. Zulu. Kampamba. Taken out by Benson Sakala. It was so much talk about this player on your screen making the big switch where he scored most important goals for Power Dynamos, going to Nkana. Throw is taken. Bombo being forced to drop deep. The supply line is not coming through. One or two moments that he's been given a bit of space have resulted in him being fell down. Zulu. picked up by Luka Chamanga. Mbombo looks injured from this position, but play will continue. Nkana down to 10. Interested to see the extent of the injury, but play will continue. Nkana players not noticing that their own is done. Musa Muhammad. Only now does referee call a blow for the match to be put to a stop as a result of the injury that has come through to Mbombo.
Well, again, it's a little bit of a push there. And it's a case of they almost want to frustrate Mbombo. They don't want him time and space on the ball. Just go straight into his back. There's the contact there, but he's a big lad. I reckon he will recover from that.
Bombo is going with white. I'm also going with Sate. Okay, so command white. Not just I can be quicker. Let's go with him. Okay. With Lamek. Lamek, not Mumbari,
exactly what you said, Matimba. Lamek Kafwaya, every time he has the ball, spreads it wide, and his coach feels that it should be a deep pass through the center to provide some support and some, delivery to David Daka. And also, David Daka seems to be alone playing up front.
It's been one-way traffic so far with Power Dynamos on the receiving end of the Nkana attacks. Shakava, Musa Muhammad, Otieno looking for the run from Harrison Chisala. Nkana still down to 10. Bombo still receiving some treatment on the sidelines. And Chiboni looked like he landed rather awkwardly in terms of their challenge, but it's good to see him back. Getting back rather looking gingerly as a result of that challenge that had come.
Talking gingerly, another player who's walking gingerly is right there in Idris Ilunga Mbombo. Nkana will need him fit. I must say, we've seen very little of Sate.
Yeah, this game needs to open up. Anyhow, Bako Dila now. Mala. White. Again to Mala, who the coach a few moments ago was talking about him to show command in terms of the backline. Now David Daka up against Musa Muhammad. The big man is beaten. It's brought inside. Wow, that was good play by Daka. Second time in terms of the cross, overcooked. So much power. But I'm beginning to like the way David Daka is just peeling off the Nkana defenders.
He's got pace, Matimba. He's got lots of it, like Tebans, I must say. But that delivery really quite something.
I'll tell you what, Aaron Nkole, there was Idris Ilunga Mbombo, who at some point, after he went out, went straight. It was off your screen, but I was able to get it. Went off your screens, went to the first assistant to complain about an incident. Now, you see the referee. I will not be shocked if Mbombo gets a yellow card. Remember earlier on, he was warned. And this time around, after that incident that happened, Mbombo went straight to the first assistant. I don't know what he must have said, but it may just be an issue of dissent, and he might just be the first player from Nkana to be booked. And that's the undoing sometimes of Idris Ilunga Mbombo, especially when it comes to such a big stage. Remember also when he was playing for Al Hilal in Sudan in that continental game against Zesco Inare, it was the same story, and he was actually a red card.
It was a sending off there. And look at him now saying, look, I'm injured and everything else. Mbombo, talent without discipline sometimes is a curse, Matimba. But they need him fit, because right now it favors power. That momentum that Nkana is having is amounting to nothing, because every time Nkana look to be putting something together, power frustrates them tactically, power frustrates them physically. And boy, oh boy, let's talk a little bit about David Daka's run. The strength is showing when he's running with that Nkana defense. And he almost provided an assist. I would say probably power just needs to push the likes of Lamek Kafwaya, Luka Chamanga and Larry Wire slightly closer to David Daka. But right now, it's even Steven.
Candy Alexis, she calls herself lady number one for the Power Dynamos fund, and that's why Lady Chilambe, they're always present at many games. But now it is Idris Ilunga Mbombo, the 23-year-old Nkana striker, 23, being stretched off Of course, Mbombo's goal against Zesco when he was on the books of Al Hilal has been nominated for the goal of the CAF Champions League or CAF Awards that will be coming through later on. So Nkana, without Mbombo, they're down to 10 now. Duncan Otieno, wide to Musa Muhammad. Salah. Musa Muhammad. Chisala. Wide now to Collins Mulenga. Sate. Patient build up now by Nkana. Good reaction by Benson Sakala, strong, not giving chance to Sate Kafwaya. Lamek. Chamanga. Kafwaya. Lalibuadia. So Mbombo is back, and that's how come you'll be able to hear those cheers. So Nkana talisman getting back, but again it's such theatrics that may make his team be able to concede a goal, because twice now they've been down to 10.
Not only that, I mean, you know, the altercation with him, with an official off the field of play. Look, it's fortunate he didn't pick up a yellow, Mbombo.
Throwing now for Power Dynamos. Quick one it is with Kondwani Chiboni. Laliboy hasn't really exploded as we know him in terms of the creative play for the Power Dynamo side. Chiboni. Sakala. And that's Laliboy now. Frederick Mulambia. Wide to the left with Chamanga Luka. Looking for David Daka. High boy it is. Second to the reaction was Laliboy. Nkana can come and turn defense into attack. But again, too much from Harrison Chisala. Easily picked up by Rafael Mala. White Mwanambamba. Mala to Sakala Benson. Again, David Daka didn't read the move. Easily picked up by Aaron Shakava. So it's the reason that Shakava since joining Nkana, seen the likes of, we're told, Bernard Amba being one of those players that are not seeing action. Kampamba with a shot, not a bad effort. Well, he knows how to just take them from such a position. Kelvin Mubanga Kampamba. Of course, 2 goals already scored in the Zambian Super League this 2019-2020 season.
Well, we had Frederick Mulambia for company, but unfortunately the youngster allowing Kelvin Mubanga Kampamba to shoot on a different date. Maybe that would have made Kakunta work. For now, it's all systems go for Power, and Kakunta, his delivery really not there. There are too many unforced errors from the Power position, that so many times they are letting go of the ball.
Mwanga Kampamba. And the first assistant judging Mbombo is getting more and more frustrated. Idris Ilunga Mbombo, although he does offer a smile, maybe applauding. Whether that is a way of just showing ref you're not getting it right.
Well, somebody should talk to Mbombo about his antics, you know, the sarcasm in the club, and certainly not offside.
Idris Ilunga Mbombo. Nkana now with Chisala. Good switch play by the Zambia under-23 international. Mulenga Collins. Second time his delivery has been poor, Collins Mulenga. He's overcooking those crosses deep into the Power Dynamos half. Of course, the likes of Lariboy, we've seen very little of them in terms of them making meaningful contributions. Half an hour played here at this Kitwe derby, El Kopala. Remember, these two sides are separated by the Ndola Kitwe Dio carriageway. Ghana in Busakile, and of course Ndeke village where we are, the Ndeke area being the Power Dynamo side. It's a free kick for the Ghana side, deep in a few meters inside the Power Dynamos half. And again, such responsibilities we've seen, especially around that area, given to Aaron Shakava, the former Gomahia captain. Looking for Mbombo. Cleared out by Konwani Chiboni. It's much The thing about derbies is that, again, both teams trying to see each other's strategies and in the process holding their own, and many a times has a draw written on many of these derbies. Kampamba to another Kampamba, this time Sate. Wide to Gift Zulu. Whips one into the box, cleared out by Captain Rafa Makuvuli Mala. Shakava, second time now. Whips one, looking for Mbombo. Chiboni does a good job, but only just because there was an onrush in Otieno. Good turning by Frederick Mulambia. See, certainly one for the Power Dynamos if he continues with great performances that we'll be talking about. Kafuaya. See, the same thing that the coach was talking about. Power very cautious in terms of their ball distribution. They're really not threatening or showing any sense of urgency with the ball, or to make at least the Nkana defense work, except for one or two instances. Mulambia. Right, Mwanambamba, I beg your pardon. Sakala. Daribwadi. Was trying to do it, hoping to get the better of Chisala, but loses out, and Kakunta will come out of his line. Good command and positional sense by the young Kakunta. He's also played for Nakambala Leopards, but has now found home in Kitwe with Power Dynamos. Benson Sakala. Rafa Mala. Kafuaya Lamek. Chamanga is calling for the ball, unmarked. Cuts inside, but again, progression not being made. Easily covered by Zulu. Throw in it is for the Power Dynamos half. Taken up by Kundwani Chiboni. Benson Sakala. Larry Waria brings it inside. This is good play by Power Dynamos. A chance here, and it's taken out for a corner. So then, Tembo seems to appreciate that. Once they get themselves into the box, it's proving to be a bit of a problem for the Nkana defense. But second time we've seen Duncan Otieno combining with Musa Muhammad doing a good job in just taking that one out, because there were about two players for Power Dynamos who were lining up. Corner it is, and it's the set piece specialist, left-footed Larry Buadia to take this one. Take note, he's Rari and not Larry. Corner it is. They take a short one, cleared out by Idris Ilunga Mbombo, helping out defensive duties. Chiboni, Kondwani, bringing back the action quickly into the Nkana half. Mulenga should be able to clear this one. Chisala, Harrison. Kampamba couldn't just control it. Kampamba not having so much impact on this match, but that's again another thing with Kampamba. Sate, when you least expect him to explode in terms of just getting a goal or so, that's how many times we've seen him in commentary just come out from nowhere, just making the difference. Look at Chamanga. Oh, let's challenge from Sate on Chamanga, and he's going to get himself a yellow card. So yellow card is certainly a sign of frustration from the Nkana perspective, and the Nkana marksman and the most loved player in terms of the fans in the Nkana side, they are on getting a yellow card.
Well, Chamanga was on his motorbike, and Ronald Sate Kampamba just a bit late. There's no danger there, really. A tackle from behind will have you receiving an early Christmas gift, and right now that yellow might come to haunt him later.
Both coaches having the feel of the derby for the very first time in terms of Manfred Chawinga. Of course, last time out was an assistant to Quicksilver Beston Chambeshi, but now given the mantle to drive this Nkana side, and also for the case of Perry Bebeto Mutapa. Sakala now, Benson. Again, they'll take it back, failing to unlock this setup maybe that Power Dynamos rather than Nkana have put up. A foul-led challenge from Harrison Chisala on Benson Sakala. 10 minutes to the halftime break here. Still scoreless between Power Dynamos and Nkana Football Club. It's been a long time that we've had a derby that has ended scoreless here at the Arthur Davis Stadium. At least we've had goals scored in the previous meetings. The last time we had a scoreless draw in the derby was in 2011 at Nkana Stadium, when it ended Nkana nil and Power Dynamos nil. That was 2011. Since then, we've had some interesting results that have been posted in terms of these two sides meeting. So then, since 2004, we've always had some results by way of either a win, a draw, and even in the case of a draw, a scoring one. But the last time we had a scoreless result here at the Arthur Davis Stadium was in 2004, and in that year, Nkana were relegated. It ended Power Dynamos nil and Nkana nil. The fans are hoping for a goal here. Another challenge coming through from Musa Muhammad. And a yellow card. So Nkana must be very careful now. The yellow cards are suddenly coming out early. Father Christmas in Audrey Kinkole is doing ho and dishing out the prizes very quickly here.
Well, if you go playing down the chimney, don't be disappointed when you get a present. A tackle from behind, really. This is something that we saw earlier on with Ronald Satesate Kampamba, and it always gets dangerous for you to get a yellow card in a derby. Musa Muhammad joins the party.
He's a no-nonsense defender, this Kenyan Musa Muhammad Mayeko, the 28-year-old, was also captain this Nkana side. Benson Sakala now to the responsibility of this set piece. Take a short one now. I've got a feeling that maybe the first stanza may end scoreless here, and the two teams would want to come out and play in the second half, depending on what instructions may come through from the two teams' coaches. I've always known perimeter pass tactics as one who always wants to attack, play the ball on the ground. Desperate clearance by Collins Mulenga using his weaker right. Progress Kalenga. Cleared out by Rafael Mala. Zulu. White Mwanamamba getting the better of Kelvin Mubanga Kampamba, who was ball watching. Back pass from Aaron Shakava to goalkeeper Alan Chiwe. A bit cloudy, it is becoming more, it was a bit cloudy, but now clouds suddenly gathering here at the Arthur Davis Stadium. Maybe the heavens might just open up. Look at Chamanga. Kafuaya, second ball now to Frederick Mulambia. Laliwalia controls well, good pass, but nicely stopped by Musa Muhammad. Power Dynamos come now with Benson Sakala. Slowing down things is Faustin Bakodila to Laliwalia. Good play by Power Dynamos to Kafuaya. And offside flag against David Daka.
For the life of me, I don't understand how that is offside, because from where I'm looking, Aaron Shakava was playing him onside. Well, he was certainly miles away offside. David Daka on his lonesome self is really being given crumbs. But give him half a chance and he will punish you.
Mulambia. Push the ball rather too much in the process, getting himself stuck in the high boot of Shakava, rather Oltieno. Power beginning to show dominance in terms of just knocking the ball around. Rafael Mala. Bakodila. Faustin. I can always say possession in wrong areas does not win you matches, except if you find yourself in critical areas where you can get a goal. Sakala Benson. I think they're doing this rather too early, because a mistake may just prove costly to them. Kakunta to Bakodila, back pass to Kakunta. They're playing too deep in their own half now. Benson Sakala. Ladi Wadia. The prize jewel for Power Dynamos Wadia. Second ball. Pressure now on Power Dynamos have got a chance here. Opportunity with Chiboni. Brings it inside. David Daka leaves it for Chamanga. And it's a goal! Chamanga scores his first debut goal. And Power Dynamos pressure build up. Nkana have been pressed open here. And oh boy, no chance for the goalkeeper Alan Chiwe. Easily tucked in, easily put in. And surely the Power supporters can find their voice and every reason to believe. It all started from the back. Looked like it was possession in wrong areas, but finally found themselves in a good area. And our yellow here took the lead. Luka Tamanga with his first goal of the season, and an important one in the Kitwe derby. It might just prove the 28-year-old young brother of the former Zambia international, James Chamanga, puts Power Dynamos in the lead here.
Precision and skill, a pickpocket there. David Daka makes the dummy, and look at what David does. The ball comes in, he lets it run across, and Chamanga scores a delight of a goal. He picks as a spot and knows that there's nothing whatsoever that Alan Chiwe is going to do. Power Dynamos giving us a class act out of nothing. Nice pass. Little bit of a dummy there from David Daka. The ball goes through. Cameraman the way. In Alan Chiwe and company, the whole of the Nkana defense is just looking. Charles Gift Zulu can do nothing but be a cameraman in that instance. Boy, oh boy. He just gave them careers as cameraman, Chamanga. Look at the celebration. Power, no, they have it bit in between.
I can imagine how his brother is feeling in Lusaka. So Chamanga with the goal in the 42nd minute. It is Aba yellow 1 and Aba red nil. Now it's turning into a free punch-up. Something characteristic of what we've seen of the Kitwe derbies. This is not good publicity for the game of football and for the Kitwe derby.
Look who's in the thick of things.
Mbombo again involved in the thick of things, and so is Kelvin Mubangaka Mpamba. Oh, Mbombo again. He's been restrained by White Mwanambaba. Interested to see what could have happened here. And of course, a few plastic bottles being thrown on the pitch. This is not too good, not good publicity in terms of the game of football, which is played on fair play.
And Nkana should realize this is hurting them because they need to get back on the horse as soon as possible. Power, this stoppage of play will just allow them to control play and go into the halftime break leading by 1-0.
I'll tell you what, this man, Aaron Nkole, has to take charge of the game. It will be interesting to see what decisions will be made. I'll be very much interested to see. Oh, looks like he does not even seem to understand who started this whole confusion. But let's see. I want to see what action will be taken. He really, Aaron Nkole, Odrick Nkole, I beg your pardon, of course Aaron being the father, has to take responsibility and take charge of this match. So yellow card for Mbombo, yellow for Benson Sakala.
Matimba, we have a yellow card for Ronald Sate Kampamba, the top man for Nkana. We have another yellow card for Idris Ilunga Mbombo, a top man for Nkana. That is not a pleasant sight.
So then Idris Ilunga Mbombo finally a recipient of the yellow card, and so is Benson Sakala, the 23-year-old Power Dynamos defensive midfielder. Speaking of which, if you recap on how that goal was scored, I'll give credit also to two players that were very instrumental in that one. It is Chiwoni Kondwani, also apart from David Daka. Now this is how the incident happened. Chisala went in with studs on Chiwoni, and then that's what led to the scuffle. Now another shot is expected here from Ladi Mwaria. Going through a maze of players, takes a shot, blocked by Shakava. A chance, and this one won't count. Offside, it won't count. Clear offside. David Daka was way ahead of the Nkana defense at the time he was receiving that. This is how the incident. Two players clear in offside position. Chamanga trying to come out of it, and right call by Nkole and his first assistant. So 3 minutes of additional time. We're playing already in the first of the 3 minutes here. Even as it has started raining here at the Arthur Davis Stadium, the goals have not rained so far apart from one, but it is Power now showing dominance with Benson Sakala. A challenge, led one from Progress Kalenga. They found the rhythm, this Power Dynamo side. It's interesting, no one is moving even as the heavens have opened up as predicted earlier on. Lariwalia, Bakodila, Chiboni. All the way to goalkeeper Jackson Kakunta. Bobo looking very frustrated, doing a lot of chasing or harassing the Nkana defense all by the Power Dynamos defense all by himself. Kafwaya again. Bakodila, Faustina. Laliwalia. Cheeky passing game. Power Dynamos are played here. He receives the return pass now. Laliwalia. Mulambia. Okay, projection now to David Daka, and clear foul committed by Shakava. Daka is proving to be a handful for this Nkana defense, and the Nkana centre back in Aaron Shakava, the guilty one there, the former Kakamega Homeboys player. One goal he has scored so far in the Nkana colours since joining, 27 years of age. So into the last minute of the additional time in the first stanza here, and looks like we might be heading to the halftime break with the home side leading 1-0. So Shakava being the guilty one here, the Nkana defender. Now Kafwaya with this set piece for Power Dynamos. Adan low, and a bit of a difficult situation for him to hold first time. So Chamanga offers his apologies. That was rather childish and uncalled for by Chamanga. So the goal scorer, apart from getting the goal, his goal stands, but he gets a yellow card accompanying what we describe as the first half story for the Power Dynamos number 3. So confirmation of the yellow card. Chamanga also into the referee's book. So the 3 minutes are already up here. And anytime Nkole should be blowing the end of the first stanza here, but maybe a chance for Nkana maybe to get an equalizer, an opportunity to shoot, and goes wide. Corner it is for Nkana. They have to concentrate this Power Dynamo side, because if you leave Mbombo in those situations, he does have the chance to turn around, 10 defenders around, and get a clear view of getting a shot at goal. Pressure on Kakunta, probably the last kick of the first half here. It comes wide, decisive touch by Kakunta, yet another corner. Is a crowd favorite, this Kakunta, the young player of the year in Zambia in 2018, in the first MTN Awards, was the recipient or winner of that award. So Shakava and the tall ones are in the box, and this man's set pieces, whether by way of a corner or otherwise, are always a dangerous situation to deal with. Now it's brought inside, and the goal kick it will be. Mbombo again leads the protesting party to Aaron Nkole, Odrick Nkole, I beg your pardon. He better keep his nerves cool, this Idris Ilunga Mbombo. But what was he protesting about? So the corner came in, and Kafwa took it out. It looks like the slightest of the final touch of the ball came off the head of Idris Ilunga Mbombo. So trying to take the goal kick, and finally Odrick Nkole blows the end of the first half here. And what a game that he has had in terms of officiating. But this man's goal, the first one in his first derby for Power Dynamos, and the first one for the season. At halftime, it is Power Dynamos 1 and Nkana Football Club 0. The derby certainly living up to his expectations.
It's halftime here at the Arthur Davis Stadium, and as far as the first MTN Super League is concerned, it's a derby day, and obviously the home side lead 1-0. Courtesy of Luka Chamanga right towards the end of the first 45 minutes of this particular game. It has been thrilling so far, in as far as the atmosphere around the stadium is concerned. But the derby itself, though, living not to the billing as you could have imagined it. But obviously, towards the end of the game, Luka Chamanga ensuring that they have something to write home about in the first 45 minutes of this particular encounter. Feel free to talk to us on Twitter at SuperSportTV, #SSBowler. And also, don't forget to be a part of us as far as the live video analysis is concerned. Tell you what, let's quickly look at how the first 45 minutes went by so far. And I do have my usual team with me. On the far side, Mukamba Mwenda was with Matimba Nkonje in a commentary position. Danica was with me throughout the first 45 minutes. Any shockers for you so far, Coach?
Sorry?
Anything that shocks you so far?
No, I think they took time to settle down. They're sizing up too much and a lot of frustration in the game. I mean, it's expected in a derby like that.
And obviously, talking about something having to be expected, Muka, you did not see this coming. Did you see Power Dynamos getting a goal, looking at how Nkana were looking so compact in the entire 45?
Well, I saw it coming. I think I must have mentioned in commentary. The problem that's there in this game is the temperament is not right. And every time there's a stop-start play to the game, it favors the Power Dynamo side. Nkana had the momentum for the most part, but unfortunately, it was a case of, Nkana not realizing that this is of Power's benefit. So every time there's a stoppage, Nkana are enjoying that. I have a feeling that Masauso and Perry told the lads frustrate Mbombo. Yeah. When I was walking down the tunnel, they were talking to Mbombo. They were talking, that talk before the game.
They're taunting you.
They're taunting you. And I said, I think it's going to get to his head. And it's going to his head. He's picked up a yellow. Look, Nkana are being frustrated. They're not playing their natural game. They dominated, but unfortunately, they just can't maintain the momentum.
Coach, I want you to be a leader. Why don't you walk towards me? Come here, Coach. Come here, Coach. You can be the coach for now, though. Come on, Coach. That you can do, eh?
Yes.
So anyway, Coach, from 10 to 30 minutes, I think the derby didn't live up to expectations. What do you think caused that?
No, I think it's respecting each other. And then the coach told them, don't be in a hurry. I think be calm, and then let's see how the other guys will react. I mean, that's what caused the game to be as dull as it were in the first 10 minutes.
And obviously, having said that, let's quickly have a look at how the goal came through. That was more of an opener to what should be interesting in the second 45 minutes.
And look, it's against the run of play, and if you look at that, it's a pickpocket. The ball comes in on the flank. David Daka with a little bit of an assist with the dummy. Chamanga opens up his body, and there's no reaction from Gift Zulu. There's no reaction from Chibwe because they're just cameramen. And that's what Power were doing. They were frustrating Nkana. When the ball went into the flank, they kept on doing it for a while, trying to pass that ball, route one football to David Daka. It was always failing, but look, the pickpocket there runs into the center. Look at what David Daka does. He pulls two players with his run, and there's the dummy. And all Chamanga can do is open up his left foot, and it goes into the corner. Nkana didn't expect that.
No, they did not expect it. That it was calm and collected. It was accuracy before power. That's what Chamanga did. He just put the ball where he wanted it to be. Accuracy before power. That's what he did.
And look at David Daka's dummy. He runs across to the ball, so he puts some defenders with him, and he knows very well that Chamanga is coming from behind. This is something they've done in training. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head, unless coach knows otherwise.
No, I mean that is they do it time and again during training, and you knew that there was somebody at the far end to finish up the move.
So the question for me, gents, is why did we take this long before we saw the goal coming?
Because Nkana were not being allowed to maintain their momentum. Nkana by far were the better side of the two. But notice what happened. Every time Nkana had a pass, every time they went towards the Power goal, they were being frustrated. Either by being pushed off the ball, a little bit of... Every time there's stoppage in play, Audrey Nkole needs to come and talk to them like a headmaster. But this is favoring Power. It's Power who's playing tactics here. I expect Nkana to make no less than 2 changes just as the game starts in 45 minutes, the second half, because there are players who were pedestrian in the first half.
No, but surely what Power were doing, were waiting. They were passing around in their own zone, waiting for Nkana to engage. So at the moment Nkana was coming to them in their own half, that's when they were making that progressive pass, which was working for them.
So in short, we're saying the first 45 was more of Power trying to frustrate Nkana, get them they lose their psyche of some sort, because they were trying to hold on to the ball too long. And then look at where Sate is.
Look, there are two strikers from Nkana who you expect to give you the goals. They've both picked up yellow cards. If you look at the Nkana defense, there's a lot of problems. If it wasn't for Duncan Otieno, I think Nkana might have been one down because he was the sweeper trying to go through. Idris Ilunga Mbombo, with all his talent, lacks discipline. We've seen him being sent off, and he was very fortunate to actually be on the field of play. First of all, he always questions the referee. Mbombo should know the referee has the final decision. And not only questioning the referee, he always asks for VAR. He always wants to have the last say. Mbombo should do one thing: affect the play by providing an assist or scoring. But the time is busy doing that. What are Power doing? They're getting back into shape. Yep. What are Power doing? They're spreading the ball. Even though they're not hitting Nkana, they're doing all the right things.
And obviously, let's keep the subject on it, Idris Mbombo. You spoke about the fact that while they were coming here, there was too much taunting on him. I think it's eventually getting into his head, and eventually it's beginning to some extent, affect his decision making.
I mean, look at what he does there. He goes to the fourth official, pours some water. When he's talking to the fourth official, he's complaining that there was a foul on him. Now, how is that going to give him any sort of answers? Audric Nkole had to stop play and have a chat with Idris Ilunga Mbombo. And what did he do? He went on the grass and said he was hurt.
No, it's becoming uncontrollable.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what he did. He spilled the water on the fourth official, which is not.
He's fortunate he didn't pick
Come
up
on, gentlemen, let's
yellow.
quickly summarize the first 45 minutes for you. It has not really lived up to expectations, but obviously there's one thing that will stand out as far as the stats are concerned. There was no shot on target for Nkana throughout the first 45 minutes, and Power Dynamos had 3. Of those 3, they had to convert 1 through Luka Chamanga.
Yeah, the statistics I think are favoring Power. Yeah. Power, they've tried. Each time they've gone in the last stage. I think they're looking dangerous. But from Mbombo, each time they give him the passes, I think that they're giving all the stray passes that are finding him, and it's very difficult for Mbombo to show his true colors.
Obviously, tactical attack analysis there, both sides sharing the sports in between themselves and getting to enjoy the sport. Because obviously, what matters the most now is what happens in the dressing room as they get themselves ready to show up for the second 45 minutes.
I can safely tell you now, from, he's a senior coach. From a junior coach, Nkana need to make 2 changes just when the game starts. I would expect to see a change in the middle. Maybe Okran will come in. Shimenga needs to come in. They need a lot of energy. And for Power Dynamos, the Route 1 football is not working. The delivery by Kakunta leaves much to be expected. David Daka needs a little bit of support because really it was fortunate they scored the goal because they were building, but it's a case of they need support to David Daka.
Are we seeing more goals, Muka, second half?
Definitely. There's going to be a victor here. I expect Nkana to ask questions, Power to answer those questions. We're certainly seeing more games.
Coach?
I think we are yet to see some goals. Let this game unfold. They have respected themselves too much. Each one, Nkana respecting Power, Power respecting Nkana, and then let them go for each other's neck. Then goals will come.
Thank you so much. That's Danny Cover for you there. Simply putting it plain and simple, expect more drama in the second 45 minutes. It is the home side Power that leads Nkana at halftime. Kerese Luka Chabanga's goal, 1-0 it is. Let's wait for the second 45 minutes, shall we? Stay with us, watch it for your World of Champions Super Sports.